Hi everyone. One of the things everybody says they've liked are the webinars and Facebook Live. So I'm trying to do those more often. I have a new person in my mentor program right now, which is not one of the listings on estatesalecoach.com. You have to apply for that. So if you're interested in doing a year-long mentorship with me, or one of the other coaching programs with me, shoot me over a message and I'll send you the application information. One thing I want to talk about this week of something that I've seen a lot of people talking about on the estate sale groups, uh, that had me thinking it's kind of interesting when people come up with problems when there's an issue that's going on. I see two different models of what people do in response. And I want to talk a little bit about what's effective for you about keeping your goals clear and in focus. So the question that this person was asking was, has anyone ever dealt with a realtor taking items out of a home? And, a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. They should never do that. You can report them to the board, the board of realtors. That's theft, call the police, etc. That's one way of dealing with it. That definitely would stop the problem. If you call the police on them, if you report them to the realtor board, they're not going to do that again. What is that going to accomplish for you? One of the things that this person said was that this realtor has done this before in another sale. They took something and then they want it was things they wanted to buy. They took it and they removed it from the home, and it was things they wanted to buy, and now this has happened a second time. So my question really is, when they did it the first time, apparently it wasn't addressed. It doesn't seem like that when they did it the first time, nobody called them and said, "You're not allowed to take things out of the home. This is my stuff that I have to inventory and sell and market, and I'm doing it per a contract with the client, and you're not authorized to remove items." And sometimes it's difficult to communicate with people, but doing that ultimately solves the problem. If you communicate with that person and say, you're taking things out of the sale and you may not do that. I don't think you understand how my sales work. Let me explain to you, because I'm happy to have you shop at my sales just like all the other, 1,500 customers that I have, or 1,600 or 2,000, or however many customers you have on your list, or how many people come to your sales. You can say that. Say, I'm really happy that you want to shop with me, and here's what you need to do, and this is why you can't do that, and just communicate. That way you're preserving not only a customer who wants to buy things from you, you're also preserving a relationship that you have with this person who apparently you've had clients in common with that person before. So if you're having an issue with one of the realtors that you work with, or who has common clients with you, and you feel that they're doing something wrong, my recommendation as a business owner is not, run off and report them to the board of realtors, because what's that going to accomplish for your business? Probably a lot of drama. Probably this person, if you reported them to the board, is going to know that you're the one that reported them. They'll probably, talk badly about you. If they hear of one of their clients that's going to do a sale, they'll say they don't like you, they don't shop from your sales, versus if you tell them, hey, this is how my sales work, this is what you have to do, this is how you shop at my sales, they're going to say, wow, their sales are really good. I go to their sales. They're so organized and they're professional. They keep track of all of the inventory and they take care of everything for their clients, and I recommend them. So there's two different approaches of how to solve a problem. One would be, you could create drama and bad will, or you can communicate honestly. And I know a lot of times it's kind of a pain in the butt. I was talking to somebody else today about a job that I had, and the client and I had a contract, and the client was doing something that, was totally different than what we talked about. It was not what was in the contract. It was not how her sale was supposed to be. Um, And I was really upset because I really wanted that job. And, what the client was doing was not what our agreement was. And I really wanted to just cancel the job and just, tell her, you're not doing what you said, and I pulled my crew and we're not doing your job. But instead, I sat down, I called to the client, I spoke with her extensively about exactly why what she was doing was a problem. And I explained to her that the action she was taking was going to make her sale, be a very bad sale versus the way that we had discussed things were going to be. She was going to have a decent sale, and it was going to be a good sale for both of us. It was a very difficult phone call to make, and I was unhappy about it because I thought, well, she had interviewed somebody else, and maybe now she's going to just hire that other person and cancel my contract. And then I thought I was going to have a really good sale, and now I'm not going to have a good sale, and she's going to go with this other person. Instead, we talked, we came up with a solution. There were some extra charges involved, but everything worked out and she had a great sale. And later, after we had the sale and she had her check, and she was talking about, how happy she was and how well the sale did. And and I told her, I know, I thought we were going to wind up canceling your sale. And she said to me, I could tell when you called how concerned you really were about it and how much you cared. So communicating with people, even when you think it's going to be difficult, is usually the way to go. You have to just sit down, prepare your list of things you need to tell the person, explain why what they're doing is a problem, and explain, what you think is the solution if you have one. If you don't have one and somebody you need to work with together, just talk to them and communicate. My daughters, when they took one of their karate classes, the karate teacher would say, communication is the link between the world and you. And that's something that I think we as business owners have to remember. And you can, solve problems by getting upset or canceling contracts or reporting people, or you can solve problems by picking up the phone and just talking and reminding people, if you have a signed agreement with them, remind them this is what the agreement was, this is the reason why we have this agreement, and this is our goal for you. We're trying to do a successful sale that's good for both of us. And your clients in general, um, as a rule of thumb, you can't make everybody happy, but in general, your clients are going to probably recognize that you're doing a really good job and you want to have a good sale. And the same thing, the realtor in that case will probably recognize your obligation as an estate seller is to have a good sale and follow the contract. Your contract with the client states that you're not pre-selling things, that you're advertising everything. If your client, walks in and sees these certain things are missing, that client might think you're stealing things from them. So it's really important to explain to them how, this has to work, and what needs to be done, and the procedures that you need to follow, so that nobody is suspicious, nobody thinks your employees are stealing things, your client doesn't think that you're stealing things, and also your sales operate in the manner in which you operate them. So that's my tip for this week for being a business owner and successful estate seller is, save your bullets. Don't waste your time, destroying a relationship when it could be a beneficial relationship for you. And, you know, you're trying to fix a sale, you have to pick up the phone, make that phone call, even if you think it's going to be difficult to do. You just gotta bite the bullet and nip these things in the bud. Don't let them go. If something happens once and you don't say anything about it, it will happen again if you don't communicate. So have a good day. Send me some messages. Let me know what's going on and what you need help with.